everybody, welcome back. Hopefully this video finds you well. I figured today we'd go over some recent comments, check out some of the recent stuff we've been doing and give a couple updates. But first, special thank you to Zed. She sent in a good to go meal. This is the New England corn chowder. So we've got something new to try, and I have a couple of other good-to-go rations that I've kind of been hanging on to. I don't know why I haven't gotten to them. I actually have some Patagonia branded stuff that I haven't gotten into, but we have chicken gumbo, pad thai, which pad thai is always good. I think it's Backpackers Pantry that might do a good pad thai. I think it's the only thing I really cared for Backpackers Pantry, no offense. And then finally we have chicken pho, which again I thought was a pretty solid one. So I have 4 good to go. I think I don't know, I might have more somewhere else, but those are the 4 I could find. But thank you very much, Zed, I appreciate it. And the second hot sauce review is filmed. I'm not sure when I'm going to release that, but I will release it as soon as humanly possible. It was good. So anyway, yeah, very thankful to have anything sent to me. If any of you do ever want to send anything in to be reviewed on the channel, I guess it's fine. You don't have to. But P.O. Box is down below in the description if it's something you'd like to do. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, not much going on. It's gotten a lot hotter in the state of Ohio. We've been seeing some pretty warm temperatures. I don't know if you can hear it, but the AC actually kicked on. It was like it was 80 in the house. I was like, wow, this feels really early for me to kick on the AC. But yeah, I'm a colder weather kind of person. The hot, phew, hot makes me sweaty. So I do a little bit better in the colder months, but I do love to see the summer here. It's a bit more hopeful, isn't it? You know, the warm weather, the green trees going everywhere. I've been outside doing stuff, I mean, like every day for the past couple weeks, just yard work or finishing up some projects or starting back up on some projects that I had to kind of stop, last year just with the winter, and then, just going over. So it's actually been pretty cool. And hopefully you guys are filling your time too. We've had a heck of a year. Obviously, I don't need to talk about it. I mean, everybody's talked it to death, and it's still being talked to death and overly politicized and all that good jazz. But it's been difficult. It's been a difficult year. And a lot of people have turned to things like social media, which, to be honest with you, I don't think that's all that great for your health, for your mental health. I spent a lot of my time playing music. I built a couple guitars. I dove into pedals. It's in the other room, but I just recently picked up a Robert Keeley modded tube screamer, which I've never been a tube screamer fan. And for any of you, I know that there were a couple of musicians that have commented when I make comments like that, but a tube screamer, it's hard to kind of describe to non-musicians, but it has this mid-frequency hump that you either like or you don't, but it's kind of designed to push the tubes of your amp, or to, effectively, I don't want to say simulate the sort of sound of push tubes, but in order to get that crunch of amps cranked, you know what I mean? Because it's not like in my home. I mean, I've got neighbors. I can't just crank amps all the way up to 11. I mean, that would that'd probably PO a few people, you know what I mean? So using the pedals, you get the crunch, you get the tonality, and it's good. It's good. But I've never really liked tube screamers. I just never found the value in them. And Robert Keeley, who, I mean, Keeley is a big company in the pedal world. They make a lot of fantastic pedals. The Super Fat mod, which was a mod of a Boss Blues driver, that's a great pedal. I actually have, oh, what is it? It's the 1962, which is a blues breaker with a Keeley Katana, like in a box, kind of like a British sound in a box, British rock sound in a box. I have one of those coming, and those are, they're a little scarce. I wouldn't call them rare, but they're a little scarce. I don't think he makes them anymore. But anyway, we're gonna check that out and see if we can knock off my JHS Morning Glory, which is also a blues breaker style circuit, but I doubt it. So I've been experimenting a lot with music, with sound, with you know, guitar, with just messing around, learning new things. It's good. I've played a couple video games, read some comics, read some books, get into audiobooks. So there's a lot of very constructive things that you can do. And, you know, hopefully you guys have kept yourself busy and off of that crappy rat race. At the end of the day, none of that stuff is real. The interactions you have with people, the personal growth that you have, the learning that you do, those are the real things. And I think we're starting to come around to it. You know, even just traveling around the town in which I live, going to the little shops and so forth, going to the, you know, the coffee shop, the cheese shop, you know, cigar shop or whatever, going to all these places. It's nice to just chat with people and see how everybody's doing. And there's some optimism. There's some optimism. I do officially now have a trip to California being booked for this coming May. So that actually was supposed to happen last year in August of last year. So that'll well, if things hold, that should happen. I've never been to California before. I've never been out west, and I just want to see it. I don't want to live there, but I want to see it at least once. You know, I saw Washington, D.C. when I was a kid, back when you could still go everywhere, and it felt like the nation's capital. You can't do that anymore. I mean, we went to all the monuments everywhere. The only thing that we didn't do was we weren't able to go to the White House. And that would have been when Bill Clinton was in office, and I think that there was something going on, and it was closed. It was closed to tourists, which kind of sucked because I would have liked to have seen the White House, like done the tour. But I still remember that to this day. And I have some other trips to some like historical sites that I'm planning out. So yeah, optimism. Think optimistically. Hopefully you guys still have some optimism left, but see, you know, learn, grow, see things, and we'll all get through it as we have. We're through it here. Shout out, I believe it was James Ortiz. He's been viewing videos for a long time. I actually think he won one of my like very early giveaway things. And I don't really do giveaways. I don't even remember why I did it. It might have just been, you know, to thank like subscribers. But I'm pretty sure it was James, but he had said in a comment a while back that he had surgery, and he was kind of down and out for a little while. I'm trying to scroll to find. Yeah, okay, it was. So he had some surgeries and, you know, some diet changes. So hopefully everything's going good for you, buddy. I actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure James actually sent, if I remember correctly, I think he sent a Chinese ration to me and some local jerky, which was very good. It was nicely spiced and very dry. If I'm remembering that correctly. That had been some time ago. I remember random things like that. But anyway, James, hopefully you're doing well and back in the saddle, so to speak. So, yeah. But as far as updates, that's really about it. That's really about it. I should have a backpacking trip here in the next couple weeks planned out with my brother, so that should be a lot of fun. I haven't really been able to get on trail, like long trails. I've done some hiking and so forth, which has been good. But it'll be nice to get back on trail. 100% will be so nice to get back on trail. You know, just out in nature again. It makes a world of difference. For me, it does, especially when we're in nicer weather. So, a lot going on, and happy birthday to my brother. He doesn't watch these, but I put him in videos from time to time, but he just recently had a birthday. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into some comments here. We have a couple of weeks of stuff to go through, so I'll try and run through this relatively quickly. I mean, these videos are normally long, and you don't have to watch them all, by the way. Backing up here, oh God, this steeped coffee. Coffee in a tea bag. I did have some comments here. Lieutenant Dan, sipping on some Black Rifle Freedom Roast. I do need to get to Black Rifle coffee. My favorite Black Rifle coffee is the Silencer Smooth. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Silencer Smooth was the one, but there are so many Black Rifles, but I need to get into that at some point, and I will. Jack of Trades, Folgers made coffee bags like this 30-ish years ago. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But I guess, you know, I don't know. It didn't feel like an original concept, but, you know, there you go. It's not new, so sorry. It wasn't very good either. Very weak. Very weak. Sorry, allergies are going nuts too. That's another update. I feel like I'm constantly on the verge of either sneezing or like crying or like trying to cry, but my eyes are so dry. It's absolutely ridiculous. And because, you know, I'm getting out, like every day I take my long walks or jog or whatever, or working outside or just being outside, it's just everything just hits me like a ton of pollinated bricks. Okay, moving forward, so we had the Flavor and Fire Black Garlic Hot Sauce. I remember not really caring too much about that. Road Collector, that doesn't have enough ingredients in it. Are you sure? Oh, man. Plains Flyer, I must say I'm often disappointed by salsa/hot sauce makers' heat ratings. I mean, it's true, though. A lot of the hot sauce ratings are not always very good. I don't know. There's no universal, and people don't always go off of the Scoville ratings, because even the Scoville rating can be not accurate. Let's see, moving on here. The Stowaway Gourmet Blue Yogurt Parfait video. Mark Swisher, I wish this was sub $10 instead of price like all the others. And then, yeah, Stowaway had an email go out, if you're on their mailing list, that said something to the effect that they are going to start having to raise prices on some of their meals. And I think that they make some really interesting stuff, and I do recommend that you try them, but at the same token, they are not cheap. But the price that they're at now, I think that they're worth that, because they do have they're packed. They're packed. I hope that they don't raise too much, though. Brandy Kaufman, good review, looks yummy. Hey, glad to hear from you. Hopefully you try it for yourself. And actually, I'll tell you, this one's good, but if you like the yogurt granola sort of thing, get the Turkish Delight. It's actually really, really good. Here was one. Oh my goodness. The Coca-Cola with coffee. And this was the caramel one. I did get the other two, I think. I didn't remember which one I did, but I got two more of those. I will try them. That one tasted like garbage, and I don't think any of them are gonna improve, but we'll see. Mark Swisher, drop a raw egg a la Rocky into that. How about no? And then Thomas Benefield, try the regular one, not the caramel or vanilla. So I should have that. And then a couple of people talked about Coca-Cola Black. I don't really remember Coca-Cola Black. But there you go. And it wouldn't surprise me if they tried this before. It's not like a super novel concept. It makes sense that that would have happened at one point or another. And probably other brands have done it too, so we'll see. Let's see here. Moving on. The 7 freeze-dried ration recommendations video. Hopefully you guys like the recommendations. There's stuff you've seen here, but they are brands that I do endorse or would endorse if they would want me to endorse them. But I'd still have to tell the truth of them even if I was endorsing them, because that's what we do here. But anyway, I enjoy talking about them. So Zed, I really like the good to go meals, and this is, oh, okay, so this is where he said they were going to send something. They have some nice non-traditional menus like Thai curry, Mexican quinoa bowl, and Cuban rice bowl. I've seen those, and their breakfast granolas are awesome. So yeah, I've got them. I'll be getting into good to go. It's long overdue. Monkey King. As a European, my favorite freeze-dried meal has always been the Arctic Field rations, or as a single meal, the real field meal. Yeah, the Arctic Field rations are pretty hard to beat. I don't know how much of this stuff like travels across the pond into Europe and all the other countries. I assume it does, but I assume some of the smaller companies might not. But yeah, the Arctic Field rations are great. We can still get them periodically, but it's not, again, a lot of those international things are just not readily available anymore. Dry Memes, great shirt, man. That's right, Cleveland Browns for life. Brandy Kaufman, love the shirt. Got a couple of Browns fans. Nice to know your favorite freeze-dried meals. Yeah, like I said, hopefully it's helpful. Gun Ginger, good old Mountain House beef stew has been a staple for me longer than I care to remember. Yeah, Mountain House beef stew is awesome. It is an excellent ration, period. Let's see here. This is one that I liked. West Side for Life BK. Oh my God, that's what you look like. JK, just never seen your face. Your channel is amazing with review. Yeah, okay, so. This is the face. This is the face. It's scary, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I know that not everybody watches every single video, and that's cool. But yeah, the hot sauce reviews, obviously, you'll see the face as well if you choose to watch those. It's fine if you don't. Oh, let's see here. Moving on a little bit. We've got the Honey Stinger Waffle, the chocolate flavor. Tim Terrell looks good. I eat the plain Honey Stingers. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the plain. The plain are good. Honestly, I might prefer the plain Honey Stingers over a lot of the flavored ones. Just strictly speaking, because, I don't know, sometimes the flavors are not always, it's a difference between using like caramel as a center and using honey as a center. They're very different flavor profile wise. Still full of sugar and everything, but sometimes it just doesn't jive. But I do like Honey Stinger as a brand in general. Malachi Gordon, dude, the salted caramel is my favorite. A lot of people love the salted caramel. Let's see here. Okay, so the Peak Refuel biscuits and sausage gravy. I forgot this in the beginning. So I will be doing a comparison between the Peak Refuel biscuits and sausage gravy and then the biscuits and gravy from Mountain House. I just haven't bought them yet, but I will do that. We'll do a comparison. I'll probably get my brother involved in that so that I can get a second opinion. Also to help eat it because there's a lot of calories there and I hate throwing stuff away. So for this video, Thomas Benefield, I had the exact same thoughts. I had to break the biscuit up while rehydrating, but loved it. Had it 2 weeks ago camping. I also want to compare to the Mountain House. Yeah, I mean, you have to crush the biscuits up. There's no other way to do anything about it. If you leave and that's the thing is like even when I started that ration, I knew that those whole biscuits were not going to rehydrate, but I kind of wanted to show you guys the why behind it. And even if it made me look dumb, and I splattered that all over the place too. Tried to crush it with the spoon. Cody Ross, solid review. I've been waiting for this meal to cross your table. When I first tried it, I too was blown away. This one stays in every pack I have. Yeah, man, I'm glad I found it. I didn't pay a ton of attention to peak refuel, but I really need to. I really need to. And then John Morris, good meal, good review. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the comment. Let's see here. The instant coffee taste test. Oh, man. Yeah, I had my brother around, and we did an instant coffee taste test. I was trying to... Me and him have done several instant coffee taste tests, but the thing is that the whole thing was I was trying to validate my love for the Kusa coffee, or if I was just being like overly fanboy about it. And so I put it up against, so it was Kusa, CS coffee, Cascadia coffee, Waka coffee, and then just a standard MRE coffee. I didn't have any of the old espresso blend from the Canadian IMPs, because universally, as far as ration coffee, if you go back and look for those videos, I might even have a playlist for them. That was like the favorite out of the ration-based coffees, but I didn't have any more of that. And I don't remember what he said he liked. I think he enjoyed the Cascadia coffee. I feel like that was his favorite, but you'll have to watch it, and maybe I'd go back and look at it. But anyway, it's always fun. It's fun shooting stuff with him, you know. Let's see here. Comment-wise, Waka Coffee commented on this. Thank you for the review. Happy to be on your list. They are a very active commenter on anything to do with their product. Not a lot of products do that. It's kind of funny, but there they were. Crystal Roland. Yeah, so I had a post that I did where I was basically like, hey, I only need like 2 more subscribers for 4,000 subs, so who wants to be it? And Crystal apparently had her account signed up by her husband. Thank you. Thank you for the work. I appreciate it. But yeah. I mean, one of us. One of us. Let's see here. Bug out bag suggestions video. I do get a little bit mental about bug out bags and how the internet portrays bug out bags, because sometimes they're just terrible. So that was a good, honest attempt, and there were some things that I forgot and thought of later, but it is what it is. Kalen Strain, I have a map in my bug out bag to go with my compass. Yeah, a solid idea. If you don't know how to read a map, do it. It's actually not that hard. And then again from Kalen, Moras are great blades. I have the Constable, which rips good sparks off a ferro rod. Yeah, Mora knives are great knives. They're great knives, honestly, for bug out bags or backpacking. They're fantastic knives. The Digital Prepper, good tips and info. I didn't know some of these beforehand. Stay safe and stay prepared out there. Thanks, buddy. You too. I'm glad you enjoyed the video very much. Let's see here. Moving on. Wednesday heat check. The Orange Crush habanero sauce, and that was from Zed. So again, thank you very much for that. And she ran through and thanked for the review. That was a good sauce. It was a good solid sauce. And I won't talk about the second sauce they sent. I'll put the review up. I think I have it edited, so I should have it out this week. Unless it's not edited, and then I might be lazy. It just all depends. Okay, let's jump forward a little bit to the Nomad Nutrition. We had the Canadian barley soup, which was meh. Eddie Jones, good to hear from you again, bud. What's this vegetarian meal missing? All right, beef. Yeah, man, I mean, sometimes you just can't cheat beef, and Canadian, well, not Canadian, but just barley soup. It's beef and barley soup for a reason, and it's that rich beef broth, even if you don't have beef chunks, but to have that beef broth and the good barley and carrots and celery and maybe potatoes, although not everybody adds potatoes, but it's a solid soup, but it's a meat-based stew. I mean, yeah, you can make it without meat, but like, why though? Lethal Wolf. Glad your table survived the mishap. Yeah, and I said it in the review. It was funny because I forgot about it, and I read the comment. I was like, "What is he talking about?" And I ran the video. I was like, "Oh, that's right." I had my when I set a video up, I pretty much have all my stuff around me, so I don't have to worry about it. I mean, you could probably tell that, but my normal like little thermos, 500 milliliter thermos for my like boiling water, I didn't affix the cap for some reason. I just swiped it and it went all over the place. This table is, it's not like, it's a little beat up, but it's resilient. So, good job table. Bounces right back. And then last video we'll talk about here was the Going Gear EDC for May. I was going to stop, but I accidentally forgot. I've done this more times than I care to count. I forgot to cancel the subscription, and I'll do one more, I guess. I have enjoyed this subscription, and I would talk individually, just a video based around the subscription itself. I wasn't crazy excited about this one, but that Hydra knife, the Buzzard, is a well-reviewed knife, and it is legitimately like $90+. So just that knife was the value of the box. My only thing is that the first box I saw that I didn't get had a Victorinox knife, this cool little roll-up thing, which you stick all your little tools in. It was a roll-up, and it had one other thing in it. I was like, this is the coolest box ever. If they do this every time, it's amazing. And that just wasn't the case for the boxes I've got. It's like the first box was a nice knife, very nice knife, and a roll of duct tape. The second box was, okay, it's picking up. We got this nice pack and a few other things. And then we get this one, it's like, I'm not really excited about the knife, and there's like the butter, the nut butter, and then the little towels. I was like, well, okay, that's cool. I didn't even get the cool Hydra patch. There, Doc P did his review, and he got a sick patch. And again, I'm not a patch guy, but it was a lot cooler patch. I think he also got something else in his box. No, it was just the patch that was different. So anyway, Going Gear will be going eventually because it's not necessarily panning out the way I thought it would. That pack though, I know people dog the pack. The pack is really good. So I'm hoping that the last hurrah is good. But again, I think I'll do some final thoughts, but I think overall it hasn't quite panned out to what I wanted it to be. So I'm not disappointed because the gear has been good, but it's just, I don't know. I just hope for something like unique. And the pack was the closest thing to that. So anyway, let's talk about some comments. So Jack of Trades just put it all in the tub. Yeah, I hear ya. Not everybody was really happy about this one either. Kalen Strain, definitely not my speed for knives. The rest of the items are keepers. Yeah, for sure. And it's not going to be everybody's speed for knife, but it is nice that it has the multi-tool aspect of it, I guess. Gun Ginger, I've seen at least 100 unboxings of subscription boxes, and there hasn't been a single one that I would have purchased intentionally after the fact. I do enjoy watching them. But would rather spend to get what I want. Sorry, there was a typo there, I think. Anyway, yeah. I mean, that's common. And obviously I do these videos more for entertainment value than anything else. I enjoy watching some of the unboxings, too, of these subscription boxes. And that's why I started doing it. Well, that and COVID and being really bored. I think I've had a better time with a lot of the food boxes, and I do have Carnivore Club, I think, one more coming. Carnivore Club is unique because they actually allow you to space your boxes out like every 2 or 3 months, And I did get confirmation that the order is being fulfilled, so there will be one more of those. I'm going to cancel it off. The other reason why I didn't cancel it directly is that they offered me like an open L knife or whatever with it. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll take the free knife and get the box of food. I'm cool with that. And not that I was disappointed with Carnivore Club, just that I just didn't want it. But a lot of the food boxes do seem to be pretty on par. Dub C, good to hear from you, bud. That was awesome. You were cutting the test paper, then realized it was for testing the blade. The paracord is iffy, like you said. A few I've taken out have not performed, so I'm sticking with the Titan cord or mil spec, 100%. And that's always the problem. It does seem like 425 is being used more and more for a lot of things. I don't really understand why. 550 cord is not expensive. It just isn't expensive like at all. It hasn't been expensive. And I mean, granted, there's even a lot of crappy 550 cord that they call 550 cord, but it's like more decorative than real. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is. Moochie 95, I love that knife. I have small hands, and that looks perfect. Nice review. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's one of those knives that some people are gonna love, some people are gonna hate. Like, I like the blade shape. I don't like karambits. I think karambits inherently, for me, are usually uncomfortable. And, I mean, granted they're a fighting knife, but I'll tell you this. If you take a karambit to a fight, and you actually have to defend yourself with a karambit, there's like a really yucky feeling I get when I think about slashing somebody with a karambit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's really yucky, and that's effectively all a karambit is. It's a fighting knife, but there are a lot of designers that are trying to take that loop and make like a karambit handle with another blade to make it usable. I just don't see the usefulness in it personally. But there again, I love that some people do. Sincerely. Let's see here. This one made me laugh. Lay rate. Underling, you were given your patch. You failed to say, Hail Hydra. You will be punished. Dude, I wish I would have thought of that. As soon as I saw that comment, I was like, oh, I missed an opportunity for a you know, a little joke there. Finally, Eric Rowland, that knife looks like it would be half decent for a Boy Scout. Looks to be a little small for a normal adult male hand. Good review. Yeah, and that was something I commented on. It just felt small in the hand. And again, I don't have giant hands either, but it felt off. It felt like I was cramping my hand. And it doesn't help, like, I don't have overly large hands, but I have like bigger fingers, right? And yeah, I mean, it crammed my fingers around. It wasn't a very comfortable knife for me, but there are people that it would be comfortable with. Anyway, it's what it is. It's an interesting blade. It does retail a little bit higher. Just not my speed. So anyway, that was comments and some updates and everything. Hopefully, again, hopefully you guys are doing well out there. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. I mean, just let me know how you're doing. You know, there have been people that, you know, obviously I hear from periodically in the comments. There are people that unfortunately aren't around anymore, you know, after years of doing this and so forth. And yeah, love to hear from you. So drop a comment down below. Just tell me how you're doing. And also, leave me suggestions for future videos. If there are things out there that you'd like to see, and they're within my proverbial power to get, you know, so that I can do a video on them, I'd be more than happy to. And then, yeah, like and subscribe. Let's get that next 96,000, right? So we can get that stupid silver plaque. That'll never happen here. But I do appreciate the 4,000 of you who have subscribed. No bots. Hashtag no bots, right? But anyway, sincerely thank you all 4,000 of you for subscribing. we're actually coming up on a full 1,000,000 overall views. And again, small channel, 1,000,000 overall views for a lot of channels is nothing. I mean, videos get that. But I'm extremely happy to be hitting these sort of milestones. It feels good. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.